Okay, so last time we created our Lego head. We can actually see that Lego head down the bottom here. Chances are you'll be able to see yours as well, as your recent documents is displayed in this home startup screen on Inventor. Okay, today we are going to look at creating the body for our Lego character. So once again, we're going to come up to the icon for a new part, clicking to make sure we're in the metric folder and coming across to create a standard millimeter part. We're going to left click there and we are going to come down to create a new part. Once again, we're going to come up to the top left to create a new 2D sketch, because this is how we create every single part. So clicking on the icon, once again, the last product we started on this YZ plane, so I'm just going to continue working on that YZ plane for now. I'm going to click on the line command and I'm going to place my first line, and much like the head, I'm going to hover over until it snaps to that origin in the center. So I've clicked on the origin. I can now drag my line up, making sure it's nice and straight. You can see that icon tell me it is straight, the degree is 0, and I'm going to set that height to 13. Once I have that height at 13, I'm going to bring a line across to the right. I'm going to bring a line that comes down at an angle. Now, we don't worry at all about what the angle is, as long as it's coming down at an angle, continuing traveling in the right direction. And then bring it back left, back to the origin, so it snaps, okay? And you can hit escape so that your line command is now unselected. So you should have something that looks like this. The first line we put in at 13 millimeters up. The next 3 lines we weren't fussed about what the size was. So we came across, we came down at an angle, and then we came back snapping to the origin. Okay, make sure that this line comes all the way back down to this ground 0 line here. Okay, has to come all the way back down to there. It will snap into place so you know, and then you can bring it back to origin. Now we're going to apply some sizes. So clicking on the dimension command, this top section here has B6. Hit enter. This bottom section here has B8. Click on enter. Okay, so that's us now got all the sizes we need. So for our Lego body, it's actually this shape, but bigger. Okay, the same on the other side. So we need to come to pattern section and choose mirror now. Again, the first thing it's going to do is to ask us to select what we want to mirror. So we're going to click on 3 lines. We're going to click on this top line. We're going to click on this bottom line. And we are going to click on this right-hand line that's coming down at an angle. Then we're going to select the arrow here to choose where we want to mirror it about. This will be our line of symmetry. So if we want a nice even model, then this first line at 13 millimeters that we drew is going to be our mirror line, our line of symmetry. So making sure that that's selected from there, we can then click on this line, just there, and then hit apply. Click on done. Now we have the basic shape for our Lego character body. What we can do now is we can click on finish sketch. We can come up to extrude. We can set that distance to be 8. Okay, so just in the distance box there. It wants us to choose a profile. It doesn't know where to go because there's 2 profiles, but we're going to select both of them. Okay, so let me just show you that again very quickly. We've set that to 8. There's 2 profiles because this line's cutting down the middle, or a line of symmetry. Rather than just selecting one, make sure you click on both profiles before you hit OK. Okay, so that gives us now the basic shape for our Lego character's body. All right, that's our basic shape. Now, what we want to do next is we want to come to our shell option up the top. So shell basically makes an item hollow. Our Lego character is going to be a hollow character. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to set this wall thickness. So setting the wall thickness, you can see there's a very faint red line on the inside there. That's showing us how it's going to be hollowed out. Now, when I click this, I'm going to want to make sure that our model is set to 1, so that when we hit our shell, the wall thickness has a nice 1mm thickness. Now you can't see that just now, but you will be able to see it after, and you can see that you've done it because it's in our model tree on the left hand side. Okay, so if you've done it correct, it will appear in your model tree and you'll see those red dotted lines to show you that inside wall section. Next job that we need to do is we need to create a circle on this top face. So clicking on your view cube on the right hand side so you can see the top face, we're going to start a sketch, click on the top. Okay, we're going to create the neck that our head sits upon. So to do that, we need to select our circle tool, and we need to place a circle anywhere at all in this top section, making sure that we don't accidentally snap it to one of these lines, because if we do, it makes life really difficult. So you're just aiming to place it somewhere roughly in the middle. Place a circle, a wee small one, and just click finish. Come up to your dimension command, left clicking on that, select the outer ring of the circle, left click to place the size, and you can type in the size, which is 4. Okay, so we're making this circle 4 millimeters. Now, we want this circle to be perfectly in the center of this top face. So clicking on that dot and clicking to this edge, what we are going to do is we are going to set that size to be 4. Okay, and clicking on the dot once more, clicking on this inside edge, we are going to set this distance to be 6. Okay, and that is going to align this circle to be perfectly in the center. Okay, so let's just have a look at that. So from the center dot to this edge here is 6 millimeters. So, and from the dot to this edge is 4 millimeters. Okay, now we've done this plenty of times before, so you should be okay in putting these sizes on. Once you have those sizes, come to finish sketch, to extrude. Set your distance now to be 3 millimeters and select the circle that we've just drawn. Once you've got everything, it's appeared up here, you can click OK. So now we have the neck of the Lego guy. The next stage that we want to do is we want to design the section at the bottom where the waist and the legs are going to attach onto it. So underneath, again, I've just used my view cube to rotate that around, clicking on the edges so I can see the bottom face. So I'm going to click on the icon to start a sketch on this bottom face. Now we need to put 2 circles on this bottom face and extrude holes or cuts into the bottom of our body. So drawing this circle, again, we're going to make sure we don't accidentally click on any of these lines that appear. This is just projecting previous geometry. So there's somewhere in the center that it's not attaching onto anything. This circle, before I click to place it, I'll just want to make it 5. Okay, that circle should have a diameter of 5. If you've already placed it, it's fine. You can click dimension and click on the ring of the circle to apply the dimension afterwards. So now clicking on the dimension command, once again we're going to choose the central dot of our circle and we're going to come to this left hand edge. Selecting, so clicking to place, we are going to set that size to be 4.5. Okay, and again selecting the dot in the center to the top edge, we're going to set that size to be 4. Now that's pretty close, but it wasn't quite perfect, so we're going to set that size to be 4. Okay, if you'll forgive me, my screen's just froze. There we go, that's it caught up. So that is there to be 4. Once you have that, we can use our mirror command once more. In fact, let's not. Let's use our rectangular pattern command. So we're going to make a pattern. We're going to use, it's asking us first of all to select geometry. The geometry is the circle, so click on the circle and then choose the direction you want this to travel. So direction is going to be this top section here. We only want 2 of them. And what we're looking for, we are looking for this part to be 4.5 perhaps. Nope, not 4.5. 8, 7. So we're going to set that size to be 7. Okay, a little bit of trial and error there, but the size is 7. Click OK, and that's you now got 2 circles. If you come to finish sketch, click on extrude, and what we can do this time is we can change the extrude to be a subtract. So this model here, where it's got the square and the part missing, if you click on that and then click on the 2 circles, you've actually now cut a hole into the bottom of our Lego man. Okay, and that's where our legs are going to attach onto. So currently we have the neck, we have the body, and we have the 2 holes for the legs. So coming to the side now using our view cube, start sketch and select this side face. Okay, it's going to move to a wee funny angle because remember that is a sloping side. Once again, now we're going to put a hole on this side, and this hole is going to be for the arms to slot in. So using our circle command, anywhere at all on this face, just make sure it doesn't snap to any lines. Anywhere at all, we're going to place a circle, and we're going to make that circle 2 millimeters. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use our dimension command. We're going to click on the central dot of that circle, and we're going to bring it across to the edge. To get this in the center, it needs to be set 4. And then to get this a set distance from the top, we're going to click on, once again, the dot in the center of our circle, and we're going to come up to this top edge here. Clicking on that top edge, we want to make that distance 4 millimeters. Once again, I was quite close to going by eye, but let's make it perfect. Let's make it 4. Okay, so that is 4 millimeters from the edge, 4 millimeters from the top. The circle itself should be 2 millimeters in diameter. So it should look something like this. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to click on Finish Sketch. You're going to go to Extrude. Make sure it's at a cut once more and select your circle. Once you've selected that, you can click OK once more. So you've now cut a little hole into the side for the arm. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do that on this side. So the exact same thing, start a sketch, draw a circle anywhere at all. The circle, if you remember, was to be 2. And it was to be dimensioned from the dot in the centre to the outer edge, it was to be 4. And from the top to the dot in the centre, it was also to be 4. Once we're happy with that, 4 to the top to the dot, 4 from the edge to the dot, and 2 is the diameter. Once we're happy, we can click on Finish Sketch, and we can extrude, make sure it's changed to a cut. So again, coming down to this one here, select the circle, we can see it as cut the material away, click OK because we're happy. And that is us now created our body shape. Now, what we want to do is we want to do the same thing that we've done for the head, in that we want to paste on the image of our body onto our body here. So we have to create, firstly, a new work plane. So clicking on the plane command, you can see now we've got that little square next to our arrow. We're going to click on this front face, and we're going to left click, hold the click, and drag off the model. Doesn't matter how far, as long as it's off the model, and then click the green button. Again, it's positive because it's orange, but if your model was to make a work plane and it came up blue, what you want to do is you just want to right click and come down to flip normal to make it nice and positive. We're going to start a sketch on that new plane. we are going to come along the top ribbon to insert an image, and you're going to find the image of your Lego character once more. And we're going to do the same thing we've done for the head. So we're just going to place that image. You can see it wants to place another one, but we don't want another one. So we're going to hit escape on our keypads. We're going to zoom out. I'm just double clicking my mouse wheel to zoom out. I'm going to click on this image. And what I'm going to do once my computer catches up with me, because it's frozen, is we are just going to grab the bottom left corner here and we're going to shrink that down. We're going to use our view cube to spin round, and we're going to line up the body by left clicking and dragging with the image of the body. Zoom in a bit, make sure we're happy. I think that's not too bad actually, so I'm going to go for that. Okay, make sure you line it up, and it is perfect. Just spinning the view cube round will let you line it up. So clicking on finish sketch, up your top ribbon, find your decal option. Okay, choose your image once more, which is the image you've just pasted in. Select the face, which is the front of your model. Chain to faces should be fine for this one, and then click OK. So you have now pasted on top of your model your image. Once again, come to your work plane in your model tree, right click and turn off the visibility just by clicking on it. Last thing to do, just like last time, is to change our model colour. So clicking on our colour wheel up the top, find the colour you're looking for. Let's see if I can find a nice blue colour to match. There we go. That glossy, probably not. Let's find blue wall that I'm looking for. Okay, that glossy one's probably, in fact, we'll go cayenne. So choose the colour you want, drag it up to the top, holding the left mouse button. Click on the model, the very top part here, click the colour, and then you can close this window, okay? And that's going to bring in the colour. Okay, there we are. Okay, so that is now your body complete. You can come up to the orange eye, you can save as, and you can call that Lego body. Okay, and that's part of the way there to creating our fantastic Lego characters.